When you come to Grace and you look at her profile, you will see that she is a 1-3. He's a 4-6. That's a harmony. That is a harmony in the fulfillment of purpose. Now remember, as we discussed during the sexuality course, that whenever you're looking at profile alignment in a chart, that remember that it always operates in the hierarchy that resonance is first, that harmony follows, and then after that comes the various dissonances that you can have. So we don't have a resonance here. In other words, there is not this perfect union of purpose. And it's not, you have to look for that. Remember, you don't look for it anyway. You get it. But what you do have here is a harmony. In other words, that the purpose that they can fulfill, that by having that harmony with each other, not only can they grasp each other, but they can help each other in that fulfillment. And it's interesting, they're both right angle. In other words, they're both personal destiny. This is not a karmic relationship. You know, if you're interested in such things, and everybody is, yeah. You know, if you really understand lines, you can understand reincarnation. I mean, that'll give you something to muse about. Tease. Where was I? No, before that. Oh yeah, karmic relationship. Thank you. Yes, you hypnotized me. I'm in your aura. Karmic relationship. If you're a left angle person, that is, if you have a 51526263, if you have any of those 4 profiles, that means that you are a transpersonal being, and that means that your incarnation involves transpersonal karma. Remember, we have 3 different geometries: destiny, fate, and karma. Only those people that have karmic profiles are in karmic relationships, and it doesn't mean that their partner has to be transpersonal as well. It doesn't. In other words, you can have a karma with your partner in the sense that it is through them that you are designed in your geometry to be fulfilled. And by being fulfilled doesn't mean that they have to be your lover forever. It can be for a moment. You know, it's simply that that is a karmic relationship. But your partner who may not have be a left angle, be a right angle, for them it's not. In other words, it's not because of you being in a geometry that you've met in before. So here, what you're dealing with is that you're dealing with a new liaison. That's important to understand. In other words, the New Age has this kind of, you know, paintbrush impact where it covers over a lot of things. And there can be this assumption that whoever you meet in your geometry